Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of History Buff 41. Today we are doing a unboxing because those seem to be pretty popular on YouTube, and this is going to be our first one. This is some stuff that I bought at a recent estate sale. This was an online auction, and I check and watch for estate sales pretty regularly just because this stuff tends to pop up from time to time, especially if it's an auction that has a lot of firearms or something of that nature on it. So bought these in two lots, so we're going to take a quick look at these. The first one here we see looks like a World War II pistol belt, and we have our canteen, and pretty sure this is US, has all of the hallmarks, but unfortunately don't see any markings on it. If there were, they would generally say US across here, then you'd have the manufacturer's mark and the year either here or here. Sometimes you can flip it over and you can see it here. There's a little bit of something in here that I can't read because the markings in that are way too faded. I don't know, maybe I can get a black light. Check that out. Anyway, we see it's attached to our pistol belt, and if we look at our pistol belt, we have our Carlisle first aid bandage pouch. And then, for whatever reason, they hung these backwards. We have a name, looks like maybe Michael or something of that nature. And then there's some more markings here that aren't really legible. And you see it stamped US on the front. And we've got our little snap here to where we can snap in our ammunition pouch for the 1911. But did notice one little issue here after I got it home. And this is one big reason why you should always look at things and not do what I did before you buy them. I bought it just based off of the pictures. But this little thing here isn't really the buckle for this. Ideally, there'd be a buckle with a little knob on it that would fit through there. And there'd be a metal sleeve or slide along in here. And you would have the buckle loop through like that. And you would have this here snapped into one of these little eyelets, and it'd be able to adjust the length of your belt, but that piece is missing. So got a couple of options. I can either try to find that piece online or buy a junk belt somewhere and pull a piece off. When you do that, you want to make sure that you're looking at getting something similar to the end, similar wear, similar construction, that sort of thing. So got some options there, just kind of have to keep an eye out for them. So put that aside, and we have some newer stuff. Well, here's another pistol belt, similar to the one we just looked at. So this is the end. These two and this is what's missing on that other belt, and you can see you got that little eyelet there that holds it in place. Again, we see some markings here. Can't really make them out or tell what they say. Generally, you'd expect to see US marked in here or along here. Again, we got the little snap button here to hold the 1911 ammo pouch or M1 carbine ammo pouch in place. And then we have some newer stuff. These are more current, what you'd expect of modern military gear. And it kind of buckles together a little more what we'd think of as a traditional belt buckle. Snaps in, and you can see it's a different material, more nylon than a cotton webbing. And then the interesting thing to me, you see your model number, you see the contract and the size, and then it says here, manufacturer Mississippi Industries for the blind. So there are, I think there's some sort of inspector stamp there. So there are a number of organizations, companies, what have you, that employ disabled people, and a lot of times those companies or organizations will get contracts from the United States and from the U.S. government and to make products, and that goes to support the company, the agency or the company or what have you that helps those people out and employs them, and then it also gives them some spending money. And so we see a couple other belts like that. This one here looks a little longer. Yeah, this is a large for weights over 30 inches. The last one was a medium for weights of around 30 inches. And then this here, I would say, looks like a slightly different manufacturer, but probably or different label, probably same manufacturer. I'll roll that one up. And then we also see, again, this one here, very similar. Again, large, waist over 30 inches, Arkansas Industries for the blind. So, kind of a little interesting side bit. And I'm sure we'll do a more in-depth video on those at some point. And then lastly, we have a couple of, I guess you'd call them padded straps for maybe a backpack or duffel bag, something of that nature, but something to make it a little more comfortable for carrying equipment around. And then, yeah, don't really know who or what this was for. I don't know, maybe stick it through a small belt or one of the backpack straps and carry a knife or flashlight or something in. But anyway, a little something of some stuff you can find in an auction. Yeah, you still can find World War II items, World War I, even some Civil War era stuff at the right auctions and the right estate sales, especially if the individual is a collector, or if it's an auction that the house is dedicated to an auction for firearms or military sales or something of that, or military items, something of that nature. So again, a little short video here. Keep an eye out on the auction sites. Auction Zip is a good one to check out. You can put in zip code and however many mile radius and get an idea, be able to see auctions that are coming up in your area. One thing to keep out for when you're buying at an auction is also a lot of places now are charging a buyer's premium. So historically, auctions have charged the seller a percentage of the sale to fund, their employees and advertising and equipment and run their business. But in the last few years, you used to just see this with the big auction houses, the big nationwide or international auction houses, high-end stuff, where they add a buyer's premium. But now here, since COVID and even a little before, a lot of the more local auction houses are adding in buyer's premiums, and essentially you are paying, the bid price plus a percentage over that. And again, that helps the auction company to cover costs for employees and advertising and all of that fun stuff. So anyway, that's it for this video. Like to thank you all for watching. If you like what I'm doing here, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.